What's up, guys? My name is Tess. If you don't know me already, I'm a licensed esthetician here on YouTube and a virtual esthetician. So in today's video, I want to talk about virtual aesthetics and why you should get into it. That is not to say, and I do not want this video to be misinterpreted, it's not to say the whole world of working in the treatment room is less important, that it's going away. It certainly might be affected right now due to the pandemic, but I think the spa world and the whole beauty industry is more important now than ever. People really want to feel pampered. They're at home, they're seeing their skin, you know, for longer periods of time without makeup. They're looking in the mirror, they're FaceTiming, Zooming, all these things that I think are drawing attention to people's skin. So I think the whole spa world and actually working in the treatment room is not going anywhere, but there's no reason somebody cannot utilize both virtual aesthetics and working in the treatment room when it is safe. I know many estheticians are limited right now, so I want to highlight virtual aesthetics and why it's so important and why it can be such an asset to you. One of the biggest questions I get is like, how can I maximize my income as an esthetician? I'm telling you guys, this is a fantastic way to do it. That's actually quite convenient and not as scary as it might seem. I remember before I got into being a virtual esthetician, I was just like, you know, this is so different from everything I've always done, which is being able to see skin up close, feeling it, feeling how it reacts. But that said, I think there's actually so much opportunity within virtual aesthetics. We have always maintained as an industry that home care is 80% of the routine, 20% is what happens in the treatment room. That does not imply that what we do in the treatment room is less significant, but the most impactful changes for your client are going to happen when they are at home. That is actually a great entry point and opportunity for us as estheticians to make sure we are meeting their needs and providing our services where we can, where people need them, which is actually at home. So this video is not to scare anyone. I think especially in times of economic depression, times where we as a society are going through a lot and the world feels heavy, I think personal care becomes that much more important. People really want to feel cared for, they want to feel beautiful, and it's those affordable luxuries such as spa treatments that people are going to be craving now more than ever. They are probably just clamoring to get back into your treatment room if your doors have closed. So that is not going anywhere. What I'm talking about is a way to not only expand your business, but elevate it, showing that you can help people, you can adapt, you can treat them whether they are in the treatment room, or you can provide them solutions for their day-to-day. We're going to get into 8 reasons you should become a virtual esthetician, and I'm going to also film a part 2 that's more of like how logistically you can do it. I did a whole post on Instagram talking about the reasons you should become a virtual esthetician, and I wanted to do a video on it. I'm still getting questions like, okay, how do I actually do it though? Which I didn't totally like think about as something that should be explained. I've sort of just done it intuitively and it's worked out, but I do think there is a science to it. So I am going to devote a part 2 to how you can actually start implementing steps to becoming a virtual esthetician. And this is all about why it's important and how it can benefit your business. Hope you guys enjoy this video. If it is helpful, please give me a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and let's get into it. The first thing I want to say is I do think becoming a virtual esthetician requires a certain level of comfort with working with clients and skin conditions, and it does take some expert product knowledge. If you're a brand new esthetician and you've never worked on skin, you're not confident treating skin conditions in the treatment room yet, I don't think you're going to be quite ready or equipped to do virtual consultations without that experience first. That's just my personal belief that there's always a lot of what ifs in aesthetics, but having that firsthand experience in the spa is going to back you up and give you more confidence doing virtual aesthetics, because there still is a little bit of a disconnect where we're not totally able to see and feel skin. So you want to be aware of what to look out for. So I will say, I think some time in the treatment room will benefit you in terms of getting into virtual aesthetics. If you've never worked on skin before, it might benefit you to take more educational classes and use this time to really get comfortable working on people safely that you have access to. The first reason that you should get into virtual aesthetics is that you can deepen your already existing client relationships. So I think the mental side of the pandemic is people feel really limited in terms of what they can do for self-care, these things that people really looked forward to doing, such as spa treatments or to check in with their esthetician about monthly concerns or as they arise. All of a sudden that's sort of been like cut off for a lot of people. It can be really challenging for those who are dealing with chronic conditions such as acne. All of a sudden it's kind of like they're just out there in the ocean without a life vest, and they really need an outlet to voice their concerns. I noticed when the pandemic hit, I was used to getting a few direct messages, but all of a sudden I was sort of inundated with a lot of people who felt very helpless and they didn't feel like they had an esthetician they could talk to. So this is an opportunity to create an outlet for somebody new or even an existing client. Just because spa doors have closed, that doesn't mean people's skin concerns have gone away, and they really, really value an outlet to talk about what is going on with their skin, because as we know, it is so personal and it can make people feel really vulnerable. So having you as an outlet in this time is really going to make you stand out and hold a special place in their hearts for you. The second very obvious benefit is financially. If you were perhaps working at a spa before, maybe you were paid monthly or bi-weekly, when you are doing virtual consultations, and this is assuming you are able to have your own business, which may not be the case if you're working for somebody else, but say you have the opportunity to work for yourself, attract your own new clients, you can get paid literally per session in real time. So you can earn money through a lot of different ways with virtual aesthetics. You might earn money per consultation. I have personally started charging for my consultations because of the amount of time and effort and personalization that goes into my sessions and creating a treatment plan for people. I think the gold standard used to be that consultations were free. I think that has really changed, and now it's almost like the new facial. It's a service all in itself. So you could get paid per consultation. You could get paid through product commission. I personally have started working with Glymed Plus. You can earn 40% commission from those product sales. There are a number of different professional options, but I do use Glymed, and I've really only heard positive things about the company. So far it's been really incredible. You can create a little store for each client, tell them which products they should purchase, and then they're all set up. They buy the products, you don't have to worry about shipping it, and then you do receive 40% commission. You can also structure plans such as a membership plan or a texting support plan, which I haven't done myself. It's something that is sort of built into my price, but you certainly could do that. If you are somebody who is really being disrupted with a lot of messages and texts, perhaps a solution for you to make you feel better about giving that constant support is just implementing a fee for your texting support services or email support. Another way you could earn money doing virtual aesthetics is offering virtual facials. So you could recommend the products your clients purchase in advance. They could be specific treatment products such as an enzyme mask or a light professional mask, and sort of walk them through while you're on FaceTime, doing the facial, doing a little bit of cleansing, exfoliating, masking, massage. That's something people like to be guided through, and just showing them how they could get the benefit of a professional treatment at home, especially if they are missing their regular facials. That's a great way to bring the experience to them. So those are just a few ways you can actually earn money for your services, and you may use Venmo, you may go through your website, but there are a variety of ways that you can earn money and make it very, very worthwhile and perhaps double your income in your downtime. The third reason is that this is really the time to build out your services. I know, at least from my experience, when I was like a busy esthetician working in the treatment room, I did YouTube and I didn't really have time to like think about a whole lot else. This is perhaps the time, if you are facing shutdowns or perhaps just not working as much as normal, this is the time to start building out your services. And remember, this is so wonderful because you can reach people from all over. So whereas you're obviously limited to the people who are local to your spa, when you're working in a spa, you now have access to people literally all over the world as long as the time zones line up. So you have such a bigger net of people that can become clients. So I've noticed I do have the help of my social media, but that's another reason you should always be developing your personal brand online so you have that net of people to support you in your endeavors. But it has been easier than I imagined to build out my clientele because there's not as many obstacles in the way of people actually needing to get to me or to make an appointment time work with their busy schedule. Another big plus is that people who do happen to live local to you who haven't had the chance to come into your spa may be able to get started working with you, get comfortable and confident in your abilities. They may become regular clients later on. People who do live local are very much likely to go from virtual clients to traditional clients once your doors do open back up. And if people feel like they can trust you in a pandemic and without having actual access to touching your skin, they're absolutely going to trust you in the treatment room and really look forward to having that actual face-to-face time. The next thing I love about virtual aesthetics is it has really lended itself to me being just motivated to take more classes. Now that I have my own business and my education directly affects that, I notice when I do have certain areas of weakness or I would like to learn more about a certain concern, especially if I see it as a pattern or I really see it popping up with multiple clients, such as severe acne condition. I really want to feel confident in treating certain grades of acne or perhaps rosacea. That has really lended itself to me taking more classes. So when you do work from home or you have that downtime to do virtual aesthetics, I found my life is a lot more flexible and I am able to educate and better myself that much more. And a couple resources I really love for taking classes online are my Standby Concepts Institute with Michelle Fallon. She has a range of classes. And my new favorite is Virtual Aesthetics Training with Julie. She's phenomenal. She's coming on the podcast to talk about rosacea, but I also love her classes. She's very simplified, but just understandable way of explaining herself, and she has great classes if you really want to zero in on a specific skin condition or get more familiar with acne. She also has an actual course on how to become a virtual esthetician, so that is something to also consider. Next, this almost sounds a little bit silly, but I call it star power or cultivating internet authority, and I think virtual aesthetics lends it perfectly to those estheticians who are really set on building a social media audience and building a brand for themselves online. If you are somebody who is already doing that, virtual aesthetics is perfect for you as long as you are confident in your skincare abilities and product and ingredient knowledge. It's perfect because people who have consumed you in their daily lives, who have watched you on their screens, watched you on their iPads, their laptops, their phones, they've always probably thought of you as like an authority within the skincare community. Now, if they feel like all of a sudden they have access to you, whereas maybe they couldn't come see you before, it's really cool for people. Seeing me on the screen, they have it in their head that I'm almost like I've always been unreachable, and now all of a sudden they have access to me, and to have that level of personalization, it feels really cool for people. So if you do have a social media audience, I think it really translates well to virtual aesthetics. Not at all that you have to have that, but it does, I think, make people really excited to be able to have the opportunity to work with you. And I think in aesthetics, micro influencers are very underrated. They're starting to be recognized as the next professional influencers. They're very preferred for brands to work with because you obviously have the knowledge about skincare. So a little bit of a tangent, but keep that in mind when cultivating your online portfolio. I really encourage it because we need more esthetician influencers, and I think there is a bounty of opportunity for those who do put themselves out there. So just bear that in mind, and just know that doing that, while it is a lot of work, it will support you in your future endeavors down the line. Whether you want to offer treatments, you want to offer educational materials, you want to come out with a product yourself, whatever you want to do, it happened to be an accident for me, but it will fully benefit you down the line. And it's always just a good thing to have that sense of community. Community is everything. It's so important in times like this, so I really encourage you to build your online portfolio and to consider virtual aesthetics alongside it. The wonderful thing about virtual aesthetics is it also directly affects and benefits your social media. So as you work with people all over the world, you start to give them confidence in you. Trust me, people are very passionate about sharing what helped them or what worked for them. There's something about sharing solutions that people are really, really fond of. So remember that in cultivating a virtual aesthetics community, that will also in turn promote your social media and promote you more and help you build your brand out. Another incredible component of being a virtual esthetician is it is obviously very convenient. So this takes down the barrier for yourself. You obviously don't have to drive or commute or get yourself to the treatment room. You may be able to make up for that time you would be driving or commuting to work. I myself, I'd spend about 2.5 hours every day. I went to the spa just getting there and coming back. So that is time you can actually make more appointments. It's also obviously very convenient for clients. So I think there's less barrier to entry, if you will, than going to a traditional spa. Of course, there's people who will prefer to get spa treatments and want to do it that way. And then there are a lot of people, which I didn't even realize. Sometimes I think we're so in our own world, we don't realize there's people who don't want to get spa treatments, who still want to look after their skin and learn how to take care of their skin. This was kind of shocking to me because getting a facial is like my favorite thing in life. But I have a client who really does not have the time. She's a busy mom, she works, and she doesn't like the feeling of getting a facial. She says she feels like her skin always reacts funny. She doesn't do well with extraction. So virtual help was really perfect for her. And if there's one person like that, I know there are many. This is a lot more convenient for many people who don't want the stress of having to get to an appointment, park, all that. They just want to whip out their phone and know like how they can gain results through their skincare routine. So still consider those people who don't like to get traditional services, who may now be your very best customers. The last benefit of becoming a virtual esthetician is I think it plays out really well for those who are super passionate about product and who are passionate about their abilities in creating home care routines and recommending treatment plans. I felt like that was always one of my strengths. Like looking at myself in the treatment room, I felt like my massage was good, but I was never like noise skincare. I was never the best in my category, but man, do I know and love product, and do I feel confident about giving people solutions. So it was actually really perfect for me in that I could really highlight a lot of my skills. Like I said, what we do in the treatment room is 80% of the results and the success. So not to say I'm not good at giving treatments, but I think it really played to my strengths, and I'm sure there are other estheticians out there whose favorite part about being an esthetician is the education and recommending product and educating about product. Those are like my bread and butter, so it happened to be a really, really great fit for me. I think somebody should think about their strengths and how they can create a virtual aesthetics program around their strengths. If you love giving facials, you can totally do that virtually, and that will be incredible for clients to learn from you and watch your movements. If you love education and product, that is obviously a big part of it, but just think about ways you can highlight your strengths because everybody has them. If you have a skilled approach to product, home care, and routines, virtual aesthetics is the perfect place to highlight that. Okay guys, those are 8 reasons you should become a virtual esthetician. I hope you liked it. Please let me know what your questions are about this whole topic. I know it is a whole new world, and I don't want it to be daunting to anyone or for anybody to feel like, oh man, I'm like struggling to do what I already need to do. Now I need to adapt to this whole virtual world. It is just an option and a way I really think estheticians can benefit themselves and make use of their downtime. Hope that helped. Please let me know your thoughts, and be sure to look out for part 2, how to become a virtual esthetician. I will link it here as well. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Please stay safe and healthy, and I will see you in the next video.